ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys. I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys. I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys. I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys.
Okay, so like I'm a big, as you may or may not know, I'm a big fan of Ninja Turtles, and I have so many Ninja Turtle figures, and I'm going to show you them real quick. I am going to do a more in-depth review of all these Ninja Turtle figures. They're all the Ninja Turtles through the ages, but right now you'll notice there's a spot missing right there for one of the Ninja Turtles, and it's an Ninja Turtle that I actually used to have, but that one day I think I accidentally knocked him down without realizing, and he fell right here. He fell in the trash, and I didn't realize it, and I took out the trash, and then when I saw, what happened to that one? There was a spot missing. When I noticed that, I went, holy darn you! Because you get upset if you miss a toy, if you're losing one of your toys. So right now, what I got, is a box from eBay, and we're going to open this box from eBay, and it should be that missing Ninja Turtle, and let's hope it is, and not something weird and embarrassing. Not that I would get something like that, but maybe they would send it to me by mistake. So let's open this up. Okay, so we're going to open up the box, and we're going to do that using these. These are with these grown-up scissors, so you got to be careful if you're using grown-up scissors. You don't want to hurt, yourself. Just sure, like, stick it in there, maybe. Kind of maybe like put a little hole in it, and then stick your hand in the hole and go. What is this? Oh my, dude, look, it's like papers for different toys, like plane. You could order a plane. I don't know if they did this on purpose or by accident, but this is something I would actually get. So I might put this aside and I might order that. I think they did just for packing purposes, but what else do they got here? It's got me curious. Look, like another little toy plane. This one's electronic. This one looks like, it says, the only plane to win both the... Is this a real plane or a toy plane? I can't even tell. That if this is a toy plane, it looks very realistic. And then I dropped this one, and it's another plane. So it looks like they're all from sort of probably the same magazine. Alright. Alright, so a lot of you might be saying, uh-oh, I got a case of the deja vu, because I saw a video where you reviewed this very guy before, and you would be correct. I have done a figure, I have done I have made in the past of the time, I have made the review of this toy. But I thought, well, you know what? A lot of time has passed since then. I'm kind of grown as a toy reviewer, because this was my very first toy review video. Since I've grown as a toy reviewer, why don't I re-review him? That's tough to say. Re-review him, and we'll see how my review of him now is different than my review of him then, and we'll see how much I've grown as a reviewer, or if I've grown at all, or if it'll be fun to see what I think of him now compared to what I thought of him back then. Okay, so of course we got to open the package. I live for this moment. Even though I've done this very moment before for this very same toy, I still live for this moment of any time that I can do something with the packaging to open the package to open a new toy. It's just, as a toy reviewer, not gonna say it's heaven, but it's close. Now I kind of remember the other toy of this having a video game. This one doesn't, so that's interesting. But other than that, it looks to be identical. Okay. So what we're gonna do now, of course, I've said before, I'll say it again. The pain of my existence. Twisty things. So I'm gonna undo these twisty things, and then we'll get on reviewing the toy. One thing I can say as I'm undoing these twisty things is that life changes. For instance, you feel that you're the same every day, but you don't even realize that every day you're changing. Every day is sort of like, it goes so slowly that while the changes are happening, you don't notice them. The changes happen without your being cognizant of them, because it's bit by bit, little by little. You're growing up. You're becoming a man. You're having to face new difficulties and new challenges that you never thought you would, that you don't even want to, but that you're being forced to, if that makes any sense. And some people like that. Some people like new challenges. I don't. These twisted things, there's so many of them. If I could give you some advice, I would say try to be aware of the changes as they're happening, so that one day you don't just wake up and get shocked that sort of half your life has gone by and that you haven't really accomplished maybe what you set out to do. Maybe you wanted to make your own line of toys, and that was your dream, to create your own maybe comic book characters, and then make toys and figures of those characters that you created, but nobody really thought your creations were really any good. Be aware of everything, really. I hope I'm not talking too much. It's just there's so many of these twisty things. I think in the past video I just sort of jumped over this part where I undid the twisty things, and I jumped right over it to sort of him being out of his packaging. And I'm thinking I probably will do the same thing for this video. I'll probably edit all of this out, because it's actually kind of very revealing about me. And you know, I share stuff with you guys, but how much do I really want to share? That's always part of, like, when you're a television or YouTube personality or radio personality. How much of yourself do you share with your viewers? Because you want them to feel like they know you, but you still want to have that little bit of yourself that, you know, you are, for two reasons. One, you want to keep that mystique. You know, is he really like that? Is he really that cool? Is he, because he seems like a really nice, fun, cool guy. Is he really like that in person? Well, you know, you'll have to meet him to find out. And then also because it's just a privacy thing. You know, some things are personal, and you don't want everybody knowing all of your business. How many of these things are there? I don't even know what these things are supposed to do. Who goes into a store to steal Ninja Turtles? It's ridiculous, really. ba 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 ba. Let's do the review. Okay, so now this guy's have his packaging, and I guess the first thing we got to review is accessories. He comes with these two size, his weaponry, and he also came with these two canisters of mutagen. See, and if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you know that mutagen is sort of like the green slime that kind of oozed all over them and turned them into what they are today, which is it is the thing that they are today. So accessories, I would say maybe 38 stars out of like 53. Now we gotta test how many points of articulation he's got. So of course, 1, the head, 2, 3, the shoulder, 4, the wrist, and then we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 points of articulation. Pretty cool figure. Okay, so that was the review on this guy. Hope you enjoyed it. Right now what we're going to see is, again, to see how much I've grown or changed as a figure reviewer, I'm going to juxtapose my original review of this guy with the new review so that you can watch them both at the same time and see all the differences of the reviews. Because to be honest, it's been a while since I originally reviewed this figure. I'm sure a lot has changed. So let's check that out now. Okay, so now this guy's have his packaging, and the first thing we got to review are his accessories. He comes with his two size, his weaponry, and he also came with these two canisters of mutagen. See. And if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you know that mutagen is sort of like green slime kind of oozed all over them, turned them into what they are today, which is it is the thing that they are today. So accessories, I would say maybe 38 stars out of like 53, 64. Now we got to test how many points see how many points of articulation he's got. So of course, 1, the head, 2, 3, the shoulder, 3. Okay, so he's only got 3 points of articulation, where and then we have Michelangelo had 4, 6, 7. That's going to take away from like the overall rating of this guy. 9. To only have 3 instead of 4. Still a pretty cool 11. So that's 11 figure. 11 points of articulation. Pretty cool figure. Yeah. Okay, so I hope you really like sort of seeing that comparison. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to watch the comparison myself, and then you can also watch my reaction to watching the comparison of the original review and the new review. So I have this now. I'm going to watch it, and then you can see my comparison along with the 2 reviews. That should be interesting for you, the viewer, to see. Okay, so now this guy's have his packaging, and I guess the first thing we got to review are his accessories. He comes with his two size, his weaponry. And he also came with these two canisters of mutagen. See, and if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, you know that mutagen is sort of like the green slime that kind of oozed all over them and turned them into what they are today, which is it is the thing that they are today. So accessories, I would say maybe 38 stars out of like 63. Now we got to test how many points of articulation he's got. So of course, 1, the head, 2, 3, the shoulder. Okay, so he's only got 3 points of articulation, where then we have
Michelangelo had
5,
4. So
6, 7,
that's going to take away from like the overall
8,
rating of this guy.
9,
To only have 3 instead of 4. Still
10,
pretty cool.
11.
Still a pretty cool
So
figure.
that's 11 points of articulation. Pretty cool figure. All right, so that was really interesting to see the differences between the two reviews. And I can definitely see, I'm sure you have, that they were quite different in many ways. The first being that I originally rated the accessories of the figure. The first time I reviewed it, I gave them, I think I said 54 out of 64 stars. And now this time, when reviewing the figure again, with new knowledge and a new point of view of the world, I gave it 38 stars out of 53 stars. So that was a big difference between the two. Another big difference that I noticed was when I originally reviewed this figure, I thought points of articulation meant the ways the figure could face. Now, as I've grown, I've learned a lot about figures by communicating with other figure reviewers, by really studying each figure very, very closely. Point of articulation is sort of just like the joints. Like, you have points of articulation as a human being. It's parts of the body that can move. So it's not just the ways that you can face. It's the ways that your body can move, all the different ways. So this is a point of articulation, and this and this. So originally I thought he just said 3, but really he has 11. And then another, if you go way back and if you check out my videos, you go to the library of my of my channel, you can watch the older videos. You'll see that I originally was calling this character Raphael. I thought it was an alternate version of Raphael because of the spelling. As I know now, as has been pointed out to me, the PH, and that was what threw me off, because if you hear Raphael, PH, when put together, can make a sound usually made by the letter F. So this is Raphael. It's not an alternate version called Raphael. It is Raphael indeed. So this has been really cool to sort of see how things have changed and see you could get all those comparisons all together. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like the video, sign up for alerts, and then like all my videos and subscribe. So to all my viewers, I love all my viewers, and peace.
I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys.
Boom, 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 boom.
I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys.
Boom, boom, boom.
I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys.
Boom, 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 boom.
I ride my bicycle, I like to play with toys.